going on, y'all? Hope you're having a great day. Chatty Charles. Now, today I got an awesome show for you guys. As I told you, some of y'all have heard in advertisements, or you heard me on my last show that I talked to you what would be. Actually, I didn't talk about on my last show what this show was going to be about. I guess I've had one of those weeks where just, sometimes your buttons get pushed and you're like, okay, this is what I'm going to go with. This is what I know for the week. And this is something I can't get off. I need to get off my chest, so I'm going to talk about it. So we all had situations like this. So today's episode, I would like to tell y'all, is all about how to read somebody. Yes, some of y'all have seen the Instagram, the Facebook, Twitter posts, the cute little gifs on there. And I appreciate all the support in the comments. Thank you guys. Yes, thank you for tuning in. I know y'all, some of you listeners who personally know me, especially those who've known me since my childhood, when I started reading people, started as early as kindergarten. So thank you again for tuning in. And those new people, get ready. Because I'm just a real person, just talks about real issues, everyday things that happens in life, and I just express my opinion on it, It's just my opinion. It doesn't have to be your opinion, but, everyone has their own opinion, and I have a right to share mine, and I find that doing this podcast and being able to share with other people all around the world is a great release and awesome for me, and I like to talk, so I'm talking to y'all. So, here we go. We're going to go ahead and get this episode started of how to read someone. It's time. Chatty Charles. I know you've probably been in multiple situations where you find yourself just minding your own business, or you're just chilling, and out of nowhere, you either get dragged into the middle of something, or someone just straight up plain violates you or violates one of your rules of friendship. Or someone comes up in your face and just starts talking smack. Gives you attitude. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, I don't have to give you all examples. You understand it's like when you are in a situation and someone gets in your face and gets attitude, or starts waving that finger in your face, or they get into your bubble. Don't cross into anyone's bubble. So there are rules that come pertaining to your friends. There are rules that come pertaining to strangers. And there are rules pertaining to haters. Okay, let's get that all broken down in those three. You okay? So there's strangers, your friends, and haters. Now, in these scenarios that everyday folk encounter, there's always a situation where that person who's throwing it at you, who's throwing the shade, the protagonist, I like to call them, where you got to flip that script, man. You got to flip that and turn it back on them. That's how you read somebody, okay? Because it's usually somebody coming for you. And not everyone has that click on in their head and the ability to be like, take in what that person's saying and flip the damn script and reverse that shit and read the hell out of a motherfucker. Yes, I said a motherfucker, because you're going to come for me, motherfucker. I'm going to read your ass. Let me tell you that. Straight the fuck up. And my friends know that. So if you want to say something to me, be prepared. And I don't care who the hell's around. You asked for it. I'm minding my own damn business. You want to put your shit up in my face, I'm going to read your ass. Okay, that's just how it is. First off, I do want to point out and give props and credit to my LGBTQN plus community, because this is derived from us, the change of the term reading. Because first off, in gay culture, reading is the act of pointing someone out and pointing out their flaws. And it's usually probably in public, in front of people, to embarrass them. And we over-exaggerate everything because that's what the gays do, which is fine. That's why y'all love us. So in gay culture, don't forget, it's the act of pointing out a flaw in someone and then publicly embarrassing their ass with over-exaggeration. Yes, we've been doing it since about 2013 and earlier. Shit, that's when it got coined, I think, first in Urban Dictionary. So yes, Give it up for my LGBTQ plus community. We applaud you very, 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 very much. So I do have to point out, though, there are different techniques of reading people. And you know why I get props to? Because I remember as a kid, I wanted to go into this. I either wanted to be CIA or FBI. But the FBI, I don't know if people know, they have 9 different steps that they use to read people. And I like their steps, and I'm going to take you through all 9 of those steps. And with their steps, that's how I am. I'm that person. I'm that kind of person that will do those 9 steps, like the FBI, to read someone, to figure someone out, their background, what their intentions are, all that shit. That's just me, because I'm not a very trusting person to a lot of people, because I don't trust nobody. It's always your fucking friends that get your ass in trouble when you was sitting there not doing a damn thing. Trust me. In almost 40 years of my life, it ain't my fault. I ain't the motherfucker starting shit. I run away from danger, not towards it. That's my father and my mother taught us. Okay. So, number 1 for the FBI, when it comes to them reading people, they create a baseline, and basically, a baseline is it's like character traits. So when I'm going to do a comparison towards my friends and their character traits, we all know our friends, right? I hope so. I would hope you would know your friends, and I hope you would know all their behaviors. Yeah, I know my friends' behaviors, their quirks, and all their mannerisms. Like, I know definitely, I can distinguish between each and every single one of my friends, the different things that they do. I have a friend that rolls his eyes and gives you the side eye. Like when people are talking, I always look over to him because he's giving that side eye at somebody or rolling his eyes like, what the hell is this motherfucker over here talking about? Tricks me out every time. I also have I have a friend that hums like He does that literally after every line he delivers. Everything he says, he could be like, "Hey Charles, it's a great day. It was nice and sunny. Yeah, I think we're going to go to the beach later. Like, it's just a thing." I don't know if he's been diagnosed with that, but he does hum after every damn thing he says. But I love that about him, and it distinguishes him, and other friends of mine picked up on it too, and it's funny because he gets in the room talking about it. Then you have those friends who clear their throats all the time because they can't help it. They're just, whether it's a dry throat, whatever. You got the friends who are always nose sniffing. Some of them friends who be doing that. Or you got friends who are sniffy or got terrible allergies. One of those friends. You got the person who's always eye blinking and twitching. I knew this dude. He was always twitching his left eye, but I was like, is he on something, man? Like, he looking like Trump up there. Trump sniffing shit when he was running to be president. This dude's eyes always twitching. I'm like, dude, you okay? What you on? Nothing, but it's when he got excited, his eye just twitched like he was out of excitement. It's different things for everyone. Like I said, everyone has different characteristics. Everyone has different behaviors and quirks and mannerisms. So I hope you know your friends, because when you start to see changes in those things, that's step one, to start like breaking it down. Different changes. Like when I talk about reading someone, it's not necessarily just publicly shaming them or even shaming them in public. I read people when they're alone. Okay, it's also like just seeing different habits and things change. Like so when I read my friends, it's not too embarrassing. When I read my friends, it's for like, dude, like get this shit together. Like, or this needs to get taken care of. You have fun. You can have times you read your friends and you're playing around with all your friends in your social group and your circle. Yeah, that's different. Like when you're joking around, but usually, out of joke. But usually, like when you read your friend like straight up, and it's like you and your friend, or your close friends, because you're seeing changes, and you're not necessarily like the changes, so you might read them for that reason, or you might read them because you're jealous of their changes. I ain't jealous of none of my damn friends, so let's get that shit straight. I ain't jealous of you, motherfucker. I ain't jealous of you, motherfucker. And I ain't jealous of you. Okay? Let's just get that straight so y'all know. I ain't that jealous type at all. 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it. That's my fucking mentality. Yes, I'm using a little bit of language this show, but it is how to read a motherfucker, okay? There's going to be some language. That's why I marked this one explicit. Okay? So as I said, remember y'all, step 1, like the FBI does in their 9 different traits. Number 1, create a baseline. Know your friends, behaviors, quirks, mannerisms, and take note if you start to see them change. All right, number two, guys. Now, we talked about number one, which is create the baseline. So you know that stuff about your friends. So number two, you're going to look for different kind of changes. You're going to look for deviations in that behavior that your friend is displaying, or people, or necessarily just people are displaying. So deviations in that mannerism, that quirk, that behavior that you're so used to seeing from that friend or that person you know. Like, so if the clearing of the throat all of a sudden is something done when, let's say for instance, you guys are planning to do something and your friend or associate, coworker, whatever, is clearing their throat a lot, and you know that that's something they do a lot, like when they're nervous about something or hesitant about something. So if you start seeing that happen a lot when you guys are like planning something or whatever the task may be, then that's a deviation from that normal baseline that you already know about that person. So when you start to see different gestures and behaviors just start to not make sense, you probably want to look into it a little bit more and start, and maybe in your head, or start asking your friend a little bit more questions, trying to get to the bottom of things. Like, you need to do some investigative work and maybe ask some questions, because something seems a little fishy. Because why would your friend be, clearing their throat or shaking their leg or nose sniffing or twitching their eye in a situation when it's not normal and every day it's not like that, but all of a sudden they're displaying this mannerism. So you gotta make sure that you look for all those deviations in their behavior. That's what the FBI does. So let's review, y'all. Number one, you create a baseline. That's your friends' mannerisms. That's the quirks and all the stuff and all the shit that you know they do, that you know about them, or that you learned about them. And then number two, those quirks and mannerisms, all that shit you know about them, look if they deviating away from it. If things are starting to change, make sure you pay attention and take note again, y'all, of things that are changing. Do y'all got that? Y'all got that? All right. Moving on. Now, the FBI, number three, you got to notice clusters of gestures. That's notice clusters of gestures. Now, what that means is like pairing the different traits, mannerisms, quirks, whatever it may be, of your friends, colleague, whatever, when they start clumping them all together, basically. When you see them, like, for instance, they're clearing their throat, they're scratching their butts, shaking their leg, whatever it may be, when they all start coming out together at once, ooh, warning, red flag, y'all. You better proceed with a lot of caution right there. You see that yellow tape up there. Something ain't right. There is something your friend, colleague, whoever it may be, is not telling you, and there is something going on. Something's going on. You need to get to the bottom of it. Get to the bottom of it before it's too late or it drags your ass in it, y'all. Because every situation calls for a different read. So you got to pay attention. I said I'm going to preach up here today. You got to pay attention. Notice the butters and gestures is number three. So number one, create a baseline. Number two, y'all, I said look for deviations. And number three, notice clusters of gestures. Okay? I know that's for those who don't read people or don't know how to discover or look for signs in your friends that are changing, or colleagues, or whoever may be. This is your nice little handbook that I'm providing for you. Okay, y'all? A nice little handbook. So, how y'all feeling so far? Think about everything I said. I want y'all to take a second and in your head think about that friend, colleague, person, whatever. Because I know y'all, just with those three of the 9 traits, I know your minds are probably spinning and going through a lot, right? That's what I thought. You're nodding your head right now somewhere, or like, I know y'all feeling this, right? Damn good one, right? This is a good topic to talk about, I think, because most people don't talk about stuff like this. It just happens. It just happens. So, like, yeah. Kudos to me for picking this subject, I think. Yeah, I think you. I'm not all the magic. Stop. You guys ready to move on to number 4? Now, the FBI, number 4. You got to compare and contrast. I said what? Compare and contrast. Now, we know when our friends are acting different than they normally are. When your friends start doing stuff that's not normal or they seem off, it could be, it could be anything. It doesn't necessarily mean they're involved in something bad, but in times, use these skills, y'all, to figure out if your friend's doing something they shouldn't be doing that is not good for them. Or if someone in their lives is affecting them and it's not good for them. You got to compare and contrast every single situation. If you start to see behaviors in people that are starting to repeat a lot, and it's in your same group of friends, and they're all starting to notice something a little bit different about that person, and they're all kind of like observing that person, and they're continuing to observe that person, and they're just kind of watching them now to see how with the friends in the group or colleagues at work and how they're interacting with different people. It's like, they can interact with you in one way because you might know what's up, but you ain't dropped a clue to let them know what's up. That's the read, y'all. You ain't read them yet because you want to observe all the facts. Like I said, hashtag facts are fact. You want to get all the deeds, all the facts, and all the details before you give that read. So you're learning all this stuff, and you're comparing your contrast, and you're seeing how this person's acting with other people. You're comparing them to what they normally do in interaction with other people, and all of a sudden those interactions are kind of different. Now, it could be a positive thing. This could be a positive thing. It's not. I'm not telling y'all all this is negative. This could be a positive thing, like a good thing for you. Compare and contrast. Like, the person's all excited and happy. Someone could have just got engaged. Someone could have just got a promotion, hasn't told anybody yet. Someone could have won the lottery for all you know. Those could be positive. It could be positive things. Not necessarily reading people is negative. It's not negative. So I don't want y'all to go into this thinking that reading someone is always a negative thing, because it's not. It can go both ways. It can go either or. So there could be, or it could be the negative effects, which is you're like, okay, this person's interaction with these other people and how they normally are. Okay, what's this person doing? Has this person been hitting that bottle too much? Is this person having a drink before they come to work? Is this person smoking up before they come to work? It could be any of this person and going to the bathroom on the lunch breaks or smoke breaks, whatever, and chopping up some lines and sniffing something in the bathroom. This person popping something, who, if you see different things, that are not normal, this colleague or your friend, you're going to start to compare and contrast. Well, you're going to go back to your number 1. You're like, oh, well, this person's quirks, mannerisms are like this, and then with that, you're going to go like, okay, well, what are they doing differently? Like, they usually do this. Why are they starting to do this? And, oh, okay, I've never seen them do that before. I know he or she does this when they do that and this, and now I'm seeing A, B, and C all together in a cluster. They're doing all these traits and mannerisms all at the same time. You're like, something is 100% off, y'all. So compare and contrast. That's what the FBI does. That's their number 4. Compare and contrast. Continue to observe that person as he or she interacts with others in the room, and ask yourself, does this person's expressions change? How about his or her posture and their body language? Are you seeing changes in that? Because that is definitely a clue, y'all. Y'all got to make sure you're looking for those clues. Now, another one, here we go, is look into the mirror. Number 5 for the FBI is to take a look in the mirror. Okay, so people are probably saying, what the fuck does look into the mirror mean? What the hell does this got to do anything with me? I'm the motherfucker that's about to deliver a read, whether positive or negative. What's looking in the mirror got to do for me? Look, here's a simple exercise. Take number 5, guys, as like an exercise. Now, if you're in the car, I don't want you to crash your car. Pay attention to what you're doing. The car in front of you, behind you, and all your mirrors. If you're at a stoplight or you're at a complete stop, whatever. If you're doing your makeup, wherever it may be. When you get a chance, basically, safely, take a look at yourself in the mirror. And I want you to think about some things, but I want you to observe your face. Like, when you're like, it feels like that butterfly. It's like when you find that first person you want to kiss, you like, when you have a crush, that you feel those butterflies and all those tingles, right? All that blood, it starts to flow through your body, and all those receptors go to your brain. And you obviously know that your brain tells your body what to do. So when you're happy and you're joyous, you start to say, I'm even thinking about love and happy and butterflies. And right now I have a huge smile on my face, and I'm doing a butterfly hand thing, but you can't see me. But I'm smiling big. That's your blood, your receptors. It's all going to your brain. And your brain's telling your body it's going to give your body a reaction. Now, if you're sad, you're crying, you lost your grandma, it's a sad day. Some people get sad on rainy days. You just feel like depressed. Your brain, your neurons are telling your body to react. You're going to frown. You're going to have a sad face. You're going to pouty and all that stuff. All that blood is going to those areas of your body to give you these expressions. So take a look at yourself in the mirror now, guys, and I want you to think of just think of the most thing that makes you happy. What makes you the happiest? Think about it for a good 10 seconds, and then look at your face and smile. And I'm not telling you to smile, just look at your face and observe what's going to happen when you're thinking about the best thing in the world. The best thing in the world. Go. Okay. Now, what did you see? Okay then, right? So, I don't want to get anyone sad. I'm not going to make y'all, but you get the point. I'm not going to ask you guys to do something, make you all sad. You could be on your way to work. You could be on your way to pick up your kids. You could be at home. You could be relaxing, get ready to have a Netflix and chill. I'm not going to make y'all sad, but you get the point where I'm going. Take a look in the mirror. So now I'm going to compare that with your friends, your coworkers, colleagues, whoever it may be. Hell, it could be your parents. Now, when you start to see people not responding and they're not reciprocating certain behaviors that once might have existed, that means that person's sending you kind of message, y'all. It doesn't have to be you personally, but they're sending out a message into the world. They're sending out a vibe, right? Excuse me. And their vibe, it's just off, It doesn't have to be a verbally clear message, but something that's a little sign. It's a message. Something's not right or something is right. Like that message should be they're very happy. They have exciting news. Maybe they just can't share it yet. Maybe they signed a non-disclosure, whatever. It doesn't to you make sense, or something's going on is what you're thinking, and you want to know, obviously, because everybody want to be a little bit nosy, right? But if this is a situation where it's your partner, like, you're the person you're romantically involved with, you're seeing, you're dating, even apply to your coworkers, if it's a signal from their face and it's like more frowning and pouty and stuff, this could be a clear message to you in a way that maybe your partner's not interested in you anymore. If it getting to that point, or I'm not saying don't say Charles said, y'all, that you're not interested in me. That's not what I'm telling y'all. It could be a message that they're not happy with you. Maybe you forgot an important anniversary, a birthday, a dinner date, whatever it may be. Maybe you forgot something. Maybe there's something you didn't do. There are different things that people will express that will let you know. For me, depending on what the thing would be, I'll ignore your ass. There you go right now. I'll tell you right now, there's a trait you'll see from my black ass. If I start ignoring your ass and I look at you and I just give you a look and just keep going about my business, I don't care who you are. You can be my best friend in the damn world. You can be my sister, whatever. If I ignore, then you know something wrong, that I am not happy with you. That means, you see when I do that, it's like, look, I'm not ready to talk to you. I need some space. Charles needs his time. People got to learn to give other people space. Some people want to be all up on top of other motherfuckers. Give niggas space. Shit. So yeah, when I do that, it's usually a state of, first of all, my friends should know better, and they do know. Most of them fools know better. Now, you know damn well, if I'm ignoring your ass, ooh, and you wait for me to come to you, please don't attempt to come to me. Y'all stupid for that, because you gonna get red quicker. Like, and number one, don't come, or I give a nod. If you feel it's the morning time, you don't know someone's situation yet, nod or smile, whatever. Don't even smile, or just pretend you didn't see them and just go about your business. Especially if I haven't had my coffee. Don't come for me. Don't you come for me whenever I have my coffee, because I will give you a mean old read. Let me have my coffee first. So, guys, I was saying, basically, if your partner is not reciprocating some kind of behavior that you're used to, they could be sending you a very, very, very easy, clear message that they're not happy with something you did, or you've done something wrong. So definitely you want to look into those signs. That's what the FBI does. That's their number 5th trait that they do. So remember, guys, now we have number 1, which is create your baseline. Number 2 is look for your deviations. Number 3 is you got to notice those clusters, adjusters. You got to take number 4. You got to compare and contrast that shit. And number 5, take a look in the mirror now. Take a look in the mirror and look for those signs and all that. That's it. That doesn't seem right, because something's going on and you need to figure it out. Otherwise, it's going to drive y'all crazy. Don't act like it's not. Because when you can't figure something out, we all know it's friends. When friends have other things going on, sometimes like, I don't care. I don't want to be involved. It's not my business. Yeah, but in the back of your head, you're kind of like, you want to know the end result. You kind of want to know what's going on, what's leading up to that end result. And sometimes you want to put your 2 cents in. Sometimes you don't. You want to sit back, see how things go, and then give your 2 cents when you feel like it might be useful. You gotta evaluate the situation. I always evaluate situations. I don't know from the beginning. Sometimes I'm like, look, I'm not getting in this situation to begin with. Don't put me in this situation. Or look, y'all motherfuckers figure this shit out. I don't hear nothing else about it. And if you keep persisting, coming at me and trying to expect to put me in a situation that I told y'all I'm not going to be a part of, you gonna get red, you gonna get red, and you gonna get red. And once I start, I don't stop, because cross into one of my boundary zones. And as I said, my friends should know that I'm the motherfucking alpha in the goddamn group. Ain't nothing you gonna tell me that's gonna make you read me. You can read me all you want, motherfucker, but I am going to come back and hit you hard. And I'm one of those type of motherfuckers. I had people scared to go to my high school reunion because shit they done did maybe when they were a sophomore or a senior in high school. I said, you know what? Karma's a bitch. And one day, that don't mean I have to get you back the next day, a month. I will wait 10 years, 20 years. You on your deathbed, I will come to your damn funeral. So, I guess that's some good advice. Don't fuck with Charles. Don't get on my bad side. My friends know that. Do not get on my bad side, because this is not a pretty look. And I'm the friendliest person you'll ever meet. And I'm nice to everyone. But you cross me, there's a very big issue. And if you make me look bad, that is that I will not be made to look bad. That is the one no, you didn't in my friendship. And my friends know that. Don't you ever fucking make me look bad. Don't embarrass me. Don't do that shit, because I don't play that. I don't play that. So, those first 5 steps I gave y'all, I hope you guys are like really on the ball about thinking about stuff. Or I hope don't go into your office now if you're on your way to work and start some shit with somebody, y'all. just give me that one right now. Charles did not cause that. Charles did not say do that. So don't say that. I hope y'all are so far enjoying this. We got another episode, but right now we got to do that thing where you take a quick little break. So I hope you guys stay tuned in. Go ahead, and I'll be right back. guys? Hey, welcome back to Chatty Charles. This is your host, Charles Anthony. All right, guys. Thanks for bearing with me during that little commercial break. Moving on in this episode of how to read a mother or how to read somebody. Number 6 on the FBI's list, identifying the strong voice. Now, the strong voice. Now, a really good example I think of this is like, think about sitting at a table for Thanksgiving. A big, great, long table. And you have the top of the table, the bottom of the table, and then you have all the people on the left side, all the people on the right side. So a big Thanksgiving table, and let's say your father's at the head of that table, so he's the head of the household. So let's say or your mom's the head of the household. Well, someone's at the head of the table, someone sits at the head of the table, and you think that that person, necessarily that person's role is like the alpha. They're the strongest. They're the strongest person, being the head of the table. They're representing the family, or they're representing your group. They're representing your circle of friends. Representing the lead on a project, whatever you may have. It's definitely someone who's very confident, someone who's got a very strong voice. Not necessarily to be confused with the loud voice, because we got friends that are loud voices. People think that I have a loud voice. Yeah, I got a loud voice, but I also got a strong voice, and I'm very confident. So don't confuse me with the loud voice. A lot of people do that shit. That was another episode. This is gonna be a special dedication, a short little show. I'll probably close out for Black History Month to all my listeners, but just a few little notes in there and some guidelines that some white people need to be respectful of Black culture, but that's another show, as I said. So number 6, identifying the strong voice in the group. So usually the most powerful one in the group has a very strong voice, as I said. They always have like a big smile, and their posture is impeccable. They have very expensive posture. Like I said again, don't be confused with that person who's yelling in the group. It does not make them the strong person in the group. It's very easy in a group setting to pick out that strong voice. You can usually find the leaders of groups. Sometimes you can have a leader group that doesn't execute as well as others, and they kind of depend on their people in their group to help them make their decisions. It's kind of like a good example is, let's go with Mean Girls. I know that almost about everyone has seen the movie Mean Girls, and in that group, it was 3 of them. Then they had Katie Haring, played by Lindsay Lohan. By the way, it's one of my favorite movies. Great comparisons in there. And the head of the group was Regina George, right? The bitch. Well, she's the bitch in this movie. She was the head of the group.
Rachel McAdams.
But she did rely a lot on her opinions of her fellow friends, her best friends, and that's how they, rule the school. So a lot of decisions were made based on, input from friends and other people in the group. So, like, they're kind of, in a way, actually they are the strong voices and the leaders of the group, even though there's Regina George, who's representing basically like the leader of the group. Because, there was always Gretchen Wieners, hair so big, full of secrets, always yapping at the mouth and spreading secrets by accident or talking about another member of the group. So just because the leader doesn't execute themselves that well in making decisions, their friends, their peers, whoever may be, are great influences to them. And it's always the one who's making the decisions in the group. It's the one who's always sending the text. It's always the one inviting people, etc. You know who those people are. The one who go the extra mile in that group of friends. That's always me. I'm the one making invitations. Like someone like, oh, we're gonna have a party, blah blah. We need to make invitations, blah blah. But can you make invitations? And then it send information to me. I'm making the invitations. I'm sending out the text. I'm making sure the invite list. I'm following up with people, making sure they get noticed. Whatever you may have, an event, outing, whatever it is. That makes that person in the group the leader. So identifying a strong voice in that group is very, very crucial, because you're going to know from how that person in that group, how they respond to situations, how they act in situations, if things are off or things seem a little weird, out of place. So number 6, identify the strong voice. Number 7, the FBI. Now, you have to observe how people walk. You say why? It's a very important trait. I observe how people walk. I know my father's walk. I know my mother's walk. I know a lot of my friends walk. That saying when they say, "Oh, he's got some pep in his step." You can tell when someone's got a little bit of pep in their step. They're feeling joyful or happy. Sometimes their walk turns into a brisk little light skip, or a little pep in their step. Or you could see someone slagging. They're slower than usual. Like they're heavy-footed. It's just like, okay, why are they like shaking the floor like an elephant, or taking all damn day to catch up to you, or they're lagging behind? Walking slow, something's off. That's not usually how the person walks. Hands, maybe their hands are crossed, their hands are in their pockets, their head's down, like the mopey. It's kind of like mopey. Being mopey, just down. It's not usually how they walk. It's just different. You see differences. That's a trait you need to look at. You got to observe how people walk, because you know something's off by someone, but they're walking differently, because it's also a form of a characteristic of theirs, and their attitude. There's a change in their attitude and their normal behavior. So you got to look for that. It's very important. I know. I walk very fast. My friends can barely keep up with me anyway. I'm a fast walker. Maybe that just comes from me. I'm an East Coast boy from Maryland, so I'm always like, gotta go from point to A, B. I'm trying to get where I gotta go. I ain't trying to conversate with no one. Don't take it personal. But when I'm on the go, I'm on the go. I'm like, I gotta get here. And I just want to, and I'm focused and driven to get to where I need to get to where I need to go. And I'm not gonna I don't want any distractions or anything or I don't want any kind of issues or any kind of any factor to in that point of me going from A to B. I don't want any little things coming in that will take away time from what I'm trying to do. So I walk very fast, and I also walk very fast just because I have a lot on my mind. My mind's always going. I'm a Pisces. I'm very creative, so I always have lots of things. But I'm the only one I know out of my group that can freaking multitask. Like, I don't get it. I can do 1,000 things at one time. That's just me. That's good. That's what makes me great at every project I do. It makes me great in my field, my different fields of work. So yeah, I can multitask. Not everyone can. I can be on the phone with someone, having a conversation with someone, typing something on a computer, what you may have, washing dishes. I can do 4, 5, 6 things at one time. So there are some that can do and some that cannot do. Don't take it personal. If I'm doing something, if I'm paying attention to you and I tell you that I'm paying attention to you and I say I'm listening, then I'm fucking listening, dude. You don't need my 100% full undivided attention unless I decide to give you my 100% full invited attention, because that's my choice. But I might, from in the middle of doing 5 tasks, and you start telling me something, I might stop those 4 tasks and make you my number 1 priority. But until I feel a need that needs to be my number 1 priority, it ain't my priority, okay? Everyone's got shit going on in their life. You ain't the only motherfucker in the world, period. Moving on. Number 8. Now, you got to pinpoint action words. Now, I think this is definitely one of the top ones, because action words make a huge difference, and they're clues and hints into what could be going on in someone's life. It's a very serious matter, because unfortunately I've had the experience I've lost 5 friends in 2019, and there could have been some action words in there that people could have said that people weren't noticing, that could have helped maybe save them, or you can't save everyone, but could at least help step in. Fortunately, I wasn't, around with some of those friends at the time, or wasn't actively right there in their lives. Friends move to different places and stay friends. It doesn't mean you're every day communicating with that person. So you got to look out for action words, and I hope you guys know and you study what an action words. A good example. Here we go. I'll give you guys an example for those who weren't that good in English. A good example, I would say, here we go. So I had a friend, and they decided that for their birthday party, that they wanted the entire circle of friends to go to Hawaii. Again, a friend decided that for their birthday party, a group of friends would go to Hawaii. For those who don't know what that action word is, which an action word is when you actually do something. So an action, just like it sounds. So out of that example I just read you, it's what? Decided. Decided is the action word for those who didn't know. Some action words could really break things down for you. That word decided in that example I gave you, decided, what that can say about someone, it means that the fact that they decided something, that means they're not an impulsive person at all. And what makes them not impulsive is because when you decide to do something, it's not like it's the first thing is like boom. It's not like you're giving 3 options and you just pick one. No, when you're deciding something, you're weighing out everything. You're weighing out every aspect of whatever the decision making process is for whatever you plan on doing. It's not impulsive. You're weighing out every single option and you're thinking the things through. You're not just like jumping into something. A decision maker doesn't jump into things. They weigh the pros, they weigh the cons, and then they go from there and they make an evaluation and a good judgment on it, which isn't impulsive, and then they decide on it. So their action, is deciding on something. So looking for action words is very important. Now, there are action words that, could be bad, like it could lead, like friends are trying to tell you something like they're not well or they're sad, things that can give you little clues that friend might be going downhill, or might need a shoulder to lean on, shoulder to cry on, someone to talk to. So not all people are going to tell you that, when they're in that situation, obvi. So sometimes you got to be that friend to step in and ask questions and try to get to the bottom of stuff. You got to exert yourself. You need to be that outgoing friend, because you never know. One day you could save someone's life. You really could. I've had situations where I had friends that were just ready to give up on stuff. Not necessarily their life. I've had friends do that, unfortunately. May they rest in peace. But some people just ready to give up on whatever may be. I'm ready to give up love. I'm ready to give up dating. I'm ready to give up my job. Like anything like that. You gotta be that friend to step in. That's the importance of being someone's friend, is to take initiative. And I'd hope that my friends could pick up on my stuff and they would do the same as I would do for them. That's what being a good friend is, y'all. So the FBI uses number 8 to pinpoint those action words. It's very important, as I said, because knowing whether their action is a positive one or a negative one can make a huge difference. Okay? So make sure you're all paying attention. Now, we go into number 9, the final trait that the FBI uses when they're reading someone is to take a look for their personality clues. Look for personality clues, number 9, FBI traits of reading someone. Now, we all know that ourselves, our friends, and our colleagues, and whoever may be in the world, we all have unique personality traits. We all have our own personalities. We have our own things that we do, and that's why we love different people, or we associate with different people in our lives, because you take a little bit, and it creates the whole you, the whole spectrum of you, and that's just how personalities come together, or that's how personalities clash. It's going to help you because you're going to know how you're going to relate to other people in situations. It's basically your tools and your keys on how to read someone accurately, whether it's he, she, or them in cases. So you know how you are in social settings, you know how your personality is, you know how your friends' personalities are, you know how you personally, I hope, know how to relate to people. I relate to different people in certain ways. I treat my family differently than I treat my best friends and my friends and associates. You have friends, you have best friends, and you have associates. I kill them with kindness when I can. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to meet people, or I don't feel like being social, or I have something that's on my mind or something going on with me. But I'm not going to be rude, and I'm not the type of person that likes to share my business, because it ain't your fucking business unless I tell you, or I let you in. Um, so I sometimes, I won't be rude, but hi, how are you? Good. And then I'll excuse myself and or go about my business, go about my day or whatever I was doing, or continue to do what I was doing. Um, yeah, it's just me. Sometimes like it's just like with my coffee, like I'll give you a nod and morning, and that's all you'll get from me until all that 1-2 cups of coffee goes down. So don't expect much until that process is done. Everyone knows that's one of my personality traits. So you basically your personality traits, that your friends, coworkers, whoever may be, what they exude. So you're looking for these personality traits and these clues, and you want to see if there's any kind of variances in them, the different changes in their behavior and their attitude. You want to ask yourself different questions based on every case. The FBI, what they do is they find out, they want to know if someone may exhibit more introverted or extroverted behavior. Does he or she or them, are they the kind of people that are driven by relationships or the significance? Meaning that, like, does someone need to have people in their lives and have these certain types of relationships in order for them to exist as themselves? Like, for me, that's like saying, that's me observing other people. It's like, does this person need to feed off of other people's energy to be that person they normally are? Is this what makes this person alive, feeding off that energy? Or does this person go into a complete like shutdown, like hibernate until they are with other people and then they come alive? You know what I mean? Little things like that you need to know the different significance in that. And that's the difference whether someone's introverted or they're extroverted. Myself, I'm that kind of person that, my personality, I'm always upbeat. Most of the time people know that when I have stuff to get done and I'm serious, that I usually like excuse myself, find a quiet place, or I'll leave and go somewhere to make sure that I need to handle whatever task that I need to do to get done. I'm the kind of person that needs structure. I like structure. Not everyone can live by structure or know structure or can create structure for themselves. More chaos they create for themselves and the people around them, unfortunately. But everyone's different, and that's what makes everyone's personality different. Also, the FBI, and myself included, I want to know what the hell feeds your ego. There are friends, y'all know, I know y'all have friends that love to have their egos fed. I personally am not that person. I'm the kind of person that, I kind of get embarrassed about some things sometimes, Yeah, I get excited sometimes. Like, hey, finally, a year after I shot something, hey, look, guys, it's on TV. Cool. Show you 2 once. Cool. Good time. I'm not going to, like, throw it in your face 1,000 times. But some people need that constant ego to be fed. And it can be very tiring. Who wants to feed someone's ego all the time? I mean, just another example again, like I said, Mean Girls, feeding Regina George's ego. Oh my god, yeah, like when she's talking about butter. Oh, you don't need to lose weight, or stuff like that to make that person feel themselves because they can't do it themselves, or they need more, or they're just that friend in the group that constantly needs attention. Okay. Now, there are also behaviors when stressed that the FBI looks at. Yeah, you guys know different behaviors in your friends. You can tell when they're stressed. I definitely do. When some of my friends get more emotional and they're sad, or they're asking a lot of questions depending on something, or they want to spend more time, or let's do this, or I want to hang out and watch movies or stuff, certain things, behaviors, when they're stressed out, you can tell. And it's good to be there for your friends who are stressed. Life is stressful, y'all. Work situations, life in general, relationships, everything. It's good to be there, and you need to be there for your friends when they're stressed. Yeah, you have a friend that's always fucking stressed, and you have your own stress in your own life to deal with. But, be there for your friend as much as you can allow. Don't take away all your energy and give it to that person that might need it at that moment, because you got to say something for yourself, because that's just healthy. You got to maintain healthy relationships. People, unhealthy relationships will kill you. It might. I saw a therapist and thought I was having issues. I was like, what the hell's wrong with me? What's going on? No. What did my therapist tell me? He said, your friends are killing you, Charles. Literally. He said, your friends are killing you. I didn't know what the hell was going on and experiencing. So I was like, why is this happening? Like, my body was acting differently. And I was like, my hair is thinning and places, like, why is it falling out? And he goes, you are stressed. Your friends, he's like, and literally talk about my life and things going on in my life currently, presently, past, present, future. And he goes, well, you're diagnosed, but your friends are killing you. So, yeah. And, now I'm gonna tell you, I'm like, look, I don't put myself in situations where I try not to, where it's gonna lead to being stressed out, and it can literally affect my health and it can kill me. So I try to avoid those situations. I know which friends I've had in my life that cause a lot of stress in my life, that cause health problems, and I've had to personally let go of relationships with people that I've been friends with a decade, 2 decades, just for the mere fact that it's bad for my health. The relationships, to me, we're getting toxic, or it was just too much. It's like you're putting in this in a relationship, and you're getting this back, and if it's not positive feedback, or not at least 50-50, but it's always coming in more on that person's side, or whether complaining, when someone complains, or that you're not giving enough and they think they put in more to the friendship when they fucking don't, and it's always about them and it's feeding their ego. Enough is enough. I'm not gonna feed your ego. Goodbye with that shit. No feeding anyone's ego. That is not one thing that Charles Anthony does. Catch you later, boo. So yeah, looking at those signs, and also, knowing people's behavior when they're stressed, that something's going on, or it could be work-related, relationship. Step in, and at least try to ask them questions, or get to the bottom of what's going on with your friends. You can help them out, because their difference between when they're relaxed, their behaviors when they relax, when they're chill, or they just want to hang and they're just having a good time being around friends or colleagues, and just like, oh, I'm chill, I'm having a good time, oh, I'm good, yeah, I'm having a good time. Those different behaviors say a lot about their personality, and when personality changes in people. So definitely the power of observation is huge, y'all. It's the number one thing that creates this episode that I'm giving you guys today of how to read someone. The power of observation is really how you read somebody, someone, anyone, he, she, or them. And knowing that, it also helps you be able to communicate effectively with somebody, and efficiently. Now, these FBI traits are used every day by the FBI, and they can be used by you, and they're used by yours truly, myself. If you want more information to look into those steps, or hey, maybe I got you interested in becoming an FBI agent, then make sure you guys check that out. You can go to an awesome website. There was a great article about identifying different steps the FBI uses when interrogating people. An article that was written by Justin Bariso, awesome, amazing, and it gave me a lot of insight into this episode that I'm giving to you guys today, and it just made me realize how much I really should have been an FBI agent. It's just, it was good, and it makes you think. It makes you evaluate your current relationships that you have with people, and it makes you want to go back and possibly evaluate past relationships with people. It may make you want to reevaluate your current relationships you have with coworkers, family, a loved one, whoever it may be. It definitely gives you some great traits and steps to be able to do that. So, reading people. As I said, y'all, the gays love to read, and we do a damn good read. Now, I will read somebody. Mainly, I will read somebody if they're coming for me. Now, I I don't come for people, but if you come for me, like I said, be prepared because you're not going to make me look like a fool. And sorry if you put me in that situation, you're asking for it. You know, I was in a situation not too long ago, a couple days ago, and I walked into the room. My friends were having like a little dinner party going on, and I walked into the room, and at this point, they were discussing somebody and talking about a topic that, first of all, none of them should have been discussing about that person because it's between that person and one other person, so it's their business. And this person is just going off at the mouth, talking shit, or just stating stuff to other people, not one, but multiple people in the room, which none of their business. They all know this person, but this is something you need to discuss personally with this person, not something you need to discuss with a room full of fucking people. That's none of their business, and not one person in this room can do anything about the situation. So I had said, hey, you need to go talk to this person. Why are you sitting in this room bad-mouthing them and talking about this to everyone? And this person proceeded to yell at me and told me to leave the room. First of all, I politely had said it. I did not. This person had said to me, well, you started yelling at me. No, boo-boo. I did not raise my voice. I did not yell. I stated facts, okay? And facts are facts, y'all. Don't be talking about people. If you can't say shit to somebody's face, don't say it in a room full of people behind their back. I don't play that fucking shit. And if I say something about somebody, I'll say it to their fucking face too. Because what I say to anyone, I'll say to the person that it pertains to face. But I'm not the person. I ain't gonna talk about you behind your back anyway. I'm talking about you to your face. So when this person did that, nope, it called for a read. Don't sit up here and say, I just yelled at you. I didn't yell. All I said was be respectful and do not talk about someone that is actually here in this house, maybe not in the same room or in ear view to hear what's going on. Because I guarantee that person had been in the room or in ear view, and the person saying the stuff about the person, that person wouldn't have said shit. Wouldn't have said a goddamn word. Excuse me, didn't mean to use the Lord's name in vain, but would not have said one damn fucking word. Okay, so it's not me. I wasn't taking sides. It wasn't even about that. It's the fact that don't put your friends in uncomfortable situations too. Walking in a room and you're talking about someone, you weren't even there at the beginning of the party and you're home now and you're talking about some shit. The party was cool flow. Nobody was talking about anyone. Nobody was gossiping, just having a good time. People were sipping on wine, eating good food. And then you're talking about somebody, and so you're coming and up disrupting the flow the party was. And I say, excuse me, don't talk about someone. It's rude. Talk to that person. None of us can do anything about it. Go handle that situation. And this person's like, well, should I go handle it now with attitude? No, bitch. No. Go handle it at a different time because you're heated right now. Go handle it when it's appropriate and no one's here and no one's around, because that's business between A and B, not A, B, and everyone else in the fucking world. I don't play that shit. Handle your business with that person. Be direct with people. Don't talk shit about people behind their back. So this motherfucker said this to me. My friend, love him to death. So I read him. I was like, don't sit up and talk about people and talk about I'm yelling at you because you got a whole slew of shit up your sleeve that is present and is going on right now, and I will embarrass the fuck out of you in front of everybody at this motherfucking party because you want to talk about somebody instead of being respectful and handle that situation that none of us are involved with. Then I'm gonna make you look like a fool. And if you gonna fucking dare try to say that I started some shit or I yelled and try to turn this around and make it look like my fault, you have another thing coming, because I will read you to the day you fucking die and I will put you on blast. Because people know Charles don't play that shit. So don't come for me, because you ain't, say whatever you want about me. What have I done? What the fuck have I done? I ain't done nothing to nobody that I don't care for the world to hear. Because I ain't done nothing to nobody personally that makes me a bully or a bad guy. I speak truth. Facts are facts, okay? So be good to your friends, y'all. Be good to your friends at all times. That's all you got to do. It's not that hard. And I hope you guys got a lot out of this today, and you learned 9 new traits, if you didn't know them, and characteristics on how to read someone, and you guys got to learn how I'll read a motherfucker. Okay? So, like I said, if you're on your way to work, on the way to a family event, going to see friends, Take these 9 traits I taught you guys today. Observe them. Don't read nobody. Don't just read them. Think you're an expert yet, because you ain't an expert yet. Take these skills and practice slowly. Start off with like a game night with your friends, or a dinner with your friends. But you know, start off light, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed this show, and I hope you guys tune in next Tuesday for a new show. This is Charles Anthony, host of Chatty Charles, wrapping it up for y'all. And I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome day. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate everything that you guys that you've done.